Hello everybody, welcome. Welcome back to art class. So we are going to continue working on our 1-point perspective. All right, and for this one, we are going to make like a little city street. So we're going to take a little bit of what you learned last time, and we're going to apply this into making a city scene. Because with this kind of 1-point perspective, there's a lot that you can do with it. So if you don't remember, that's okay. It's kind of a big concept and a tricky thing to remember. It takes a lot of practice to just be able to do it without being reminded. So don't worry if you don't remember. I'm going to show you how to do this. So aim this camera down. Now, this is tricky because I'm kind of drawing upside down here. I don't think there's anything I can do about it either. Okay, that's fine. We'll figure it out. So I can mirror it that way, but not up and down. Okay, so you're going to need a ruler or a straight edge, something straight. A ruler is ideal, but if you don't have a ruler, you can use the side of a book or another piece of paper, whatever you got is fine. I'm going to use this for now because I'm going to draw a horizon line. The horizon line is a line that goes directly across through the middle of your page, and try to get that as straight as you can. Whatever your edge is, you kind of line it up over here with the edge of the paper, and if those are lined up, then it should be straight. It doesn't have to be perfect, but with this kind of thing, we do want it like at least close to perfect, or else it's going to look a little strange. So I just drew that line across. It's just a straight line across the middle of the page. And you're going to put a little dot in the middle. It doesn't have to be huge or even dark, just enough for you to see it. A little dot in the middle. Okay? That's your vanishing point. So in order to make a building, or actually, okay, so the first thing we're going to do is draw a road. And I'm going to try to do this upside down so that you can see it. Really good challenge for me. How about this? If I can do this upside down, then you can do it right side up, all right? So all your lines are coming from your vanishing point. And if you got no idea what I'm talking about yet, just bear with me and you'll get it. So take your ruler, put it on a little kind of diagonal angle like this. Draw a line down that way, okay? This is going to be our road. And then I take this and make it go the other way, diagonal this way. See that? That's our road. Now it looks like a triangle, but what we're going for is that it looks like the road is going away from you and it's getting smaller as it goes away, just like in these pictures here all around me. Because that's actually, if you were to stand in the middle of a road and look down, which I don't recommend standing in the middle of the road, but that's what it would look like. So that's our road. We can add some sidewalks. You just take that same dot and that same line, and you move it out a little bit. You have a little room for some sidewalk action down like that, okay? And do it again on the other side. You just move it out a little bit. Make sure this is still anchored on that vanishing point, and draw down. You got some sidewalks, all right? Now here's the thing. There's like a really important rule when you're doing this type of drawing. All of the lines need to either be going toward this vanishing point, like, I can put my ruler on these lines and they all gonna point directly to that vanishing point. Or if I have to draw some like say I'm drawing some horizontal lines for the sidewalk, you know how a sidewalk has little cracks? So those ones aren't gonna go toward the vanishing point, but they have to be completely horizontal, meaning they have to be like 100% this way, like your horizon line. So like I'll line up my ruler with the edge of the page to make sure it's straight left and right. And each one of those is going to go straight left and right. So I move it down, but I keep the ruler straight. Keep it straight. They're all going straight this way, no matter how far down they go. I'll do the other one differently so you can see what it's not supposed to look like. So keep these lines straight. So you're either doing straight sideways lines, straight up and down lines, or they're going to the horizon line. All right? So I'm drawing my little sidewalk squares, just making sure they're straight horizontal, straight left and right lines like that. See? What we don't want to do, we don't want to go in here and just kind of draw them any old direction like this. You see, I'm kind of making them like kind of diagonal. See, that side looks a little weird. That doesn't quite look right because they're not straight horizontal lines, right? They're not going straight this way. They're kind of just on a random angle. Are these pointed at the vanishing point? No, they're not. They're just kind of random. And those random lines look weird. See, this side, that looks right. That looks like a sidewalk. This looks like, I don't know, looks different. So I'm going to try that again. Make sure those lines are going horizontal, meaning left and right. Line up my ruler with the edge here. I go, whoop. See that? That looks right. Just keep them flat, keep them straight. They're all the same. Okay? And I can kind of just make up the rest a little bit. There we go. So see how that works? These lines are all horizontal, all the way down. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so we got a road. You could do some lines in the road if you want. You know how I like to do the lines? I like to go from this vanishing point, go up like that. Okay, and then one more, just a little bit out, not too much, just a little bit. Okay, see that? So one big line down the middle of the road, that looks right. Now, horizontal, just like my sidewalk things here, right? Horizontal line. I'm using horizontal lines. Ooh, a lot of ice just fell off the roof. That was cool. Using horizontal lines to make my little road lines here. I go 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I erase in between each line to make little road lines. You can try that if you want. I understand that some of you may not be, this might be confusing for some of you, and that's normal for this kind of project. This can be kind of confusing. I just want you to try your best. Get what you can out of it. Get a little practice with it. Okay? Just do your best. It doesn't have to have every little thing that mine has. But so, at the very least, try to get this, okay? At the very least, if you are so confused, you have your horizon line, which is straight horizontal to the middle. You got your vanishing point. And then at the very least, even if you don't want road lines or sidewalks, just draw this line and this line from the vanishing point. At least just get this, okay? You can keep it simple if you want. This stuff, fancy stuff, that's all extra, okay? So at least just have this. So let's make a building, okay? So a building is going to start with like a rectangle, all right? It's got to start down here. This is the horizon line, right? So that means like up here, this is the sky. Down here, this is the grass. So if I started it above the horizon line, that would look like it was floating in the air. You could make a floating building if you want. I mean, hey, it's your art. But I'm going to try and make a regular building. So remember our rule. The lines are either going toward the horizon line or they're straight vertical, straight horizontal. So to make my rectangle, I'm not just going to draw it any old way. I don't want it to come like out like this. That looks like it's falling down. You see that? I'm going to make it straight up and down and straight sideways lines. Watch how I do that. Line up my ruler with the bottom so I know it's straight. Draw a line up. It's going to go over the horizon line. It starts down here. It goes over. See that? That's because it's super tall. All right, now for the bottom of my square, am I just going to freehand it and make it any old way? No, I'm going to make sure that it's straight horizontal, just like I did with my sidewalk lines. Line it up with the edge of the paper. Horizontal line there. Line this up. Horizontal line here. You're basically just drawing a big rectangle, but you're trying to make those horizontal and vertical lines, okay? And in case you're not sure, horizontal means going sideways, vertical means going up and down, okay? And those should be just like straight with the edge of your paper, right? Horizontal, vertical, you see that? So just a straight up and down rectangle is what you're going for, all right? That's the front face of the building that we're seeing. Now, this is the part where we make it look 3D and go to the horizon line. Okay, I'm going to be doing this corner and this corner. So watch how I do it. I go from this corner to the horizon line. I'm going to draw very lightly, because I'm going to erase some of that. And then I go from this corner to the horizon line. Boop, 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 like that. Okay? This looks like a very long building. It looks like it's just a building that goes forever. So I'm going to use a vertical line, line it up with the bottom of the paper, and however long I want that building to be, I'm going to cut it off. Maybe I'll put it like right here, and cut it off with a vertical line. We don't want to just do any old line, because then it's going to be a weird shaped building. It'll be vertical, so line that up so it's straight up and down, like that. So now you can see this is my building. Here, here, here. You see the building now? I've got a couple extra lines here, like the horizon line. You don't need that going through the middle, so you can erase that. The building goes in front of it. I don't need this extra line here. I can erase that. This is the satisfying part, where you get to erase all the extra stuff and see what you made. See, that's my building. Now you'll notice I only connected these two corners down that way. Why didn't I do these corners? Well, let's try it. If I were to do those corners, it would go through. See, it's like going right through the building, and it would make the building look like you could see straight through it. So we don't need to do those. Just do the ones that have a little line going down there. So here, if nothing else, here's what I would like you to try to get done today. This, like we talked about, your horizon line and your road, and then make a big rectangle as straight as you can, straight up and down, straight sideways, just a regular old rectangle. Line it up so doesn't look like it's like tipping over, right? And then
good afternoon, Riverside Auditors. It is the time of day where early 114 students can start making their way out to early 114 bus. Enjoy the sunshine and bundle up. It's still cold out there. Have a great night.
All right. And then, then you just take this corner down there like that. This corner down to the vanishing point like that. Cut it off with a straight up and down line. And then try to figure out how you can erase some of these and make this look like a building. All right, that's your challenge. This might take you a bunch of tries. You might be like, this is so confusing. Why do I have to do this? This is crazy. I just want to draw dragons and stuff. I get it, okay? This isn't everyone's favorite type of art. But it is important that you kind of understand how this works. Because you do it enough, it's going to start to feel natural to you. And then say you want to make a dragon that's flying through, by a bunch of houses. You'll know how to make that look a little more realistic. This kind of thing definitely helps. So, at the very least, I want you to try to have this today. Okay? You see what I have here? I've got my horizon line and my road. And then I've drawn a big rectangle here and connected those corners down to make it look like a cube. So if you got to pause it on this screen, if you got to watch that part over again, if you got to watch that part 10 times and then you run out of time, that's fine. Whatever you got to do. Try to get this today. All right? So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to keep going. If you don't have this yet, if you're still struggling, I would go back. Because you got to get the basics down first. But if you did all that stuff, and you feel like you want to do more, here we go, okay? So, remember our rules. The lines have to be either horizontal or vertical or going to the horizon line. There's no lines that are just like going some random direction, right? So say I'm going to make a door, right? I want to put a door on this building. What if I just freehand that door and draw it like this? Does that look right? It doesn't. It looks like it's leaning back. Because are these lines going to the vanishing point? Nope. Are they vertical? Nope. Are they horizontal? Nope. That's why it looks all funky like that. Let's try it the right way. I want to make a door. I'm going to start just like I did with this. It's got to be straight up. Line that up with the edge of your paper so that it's going to go straight up. Okay? It feels weird at first, but it's going to look really good and perfect. So the other side of the door, straight up. Okay? So I've got those two. Those are straight vertical lines. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Now the top of the door, check this out. Some people might think, well, maybe I put a horizontal line. You could. And that's okay, but it's a little off. Watch this. Watch what I do here. Use my vanishing point here. Keep this anchored on the vanishing point. Bring it down so that it's touching both of these lines. And that's the top of the door. See that? Look at that door. That looks right, okay? So we've got two vertical lines, and then the top and bottom of the door are aimed at the vanishing point. You see that? So even like the side of the door, it looks like it's getting smaller as it goes back. And then a little doorknob. Say you want to do a window. Same thing. I'm going to put two vertical lines, and then the top and bottom, I'm going to use that vanishing point. And here. See that? And then one on the bottom. And erase any extras. See that? I got myself a window. Okay? So any like shape you're doing on here, like maybe I want to make a sign on the top. Two vertical lines. And one coming from the vanishing point like this. Erase the extra. Now I got a sign. See how that works? Okay? Could be a little confusing if you're doing the front of the building here. Let's try it out. So I want to put one big window here. Do my two vertical lines. Now if I were to do this on the front side of the building, it looks a little off, doesn't it? Because we're just seeing a flat side of a building here. Try this. Maybe this side of the building is just a rectangle with vertical and horizontal lines. Try it. So much of this is just trying things to see if it looks right. That looks a little more right. See, because this side of the building, it just looks flat. So this would be flat too. This side of the building is going back. So all the things on it would look like they're going back too. All right, so just kind of, it's got to match the side of the building that it's on. So that's a lot of crazy complex stuff. I'm assuming that maybe you didn't get all of that, or maybe some of this is still confusing to you, and that's okay. But I wanted to just go a little further like this in case there's a few people who are like, yeah, I totally get this. What do we do next, right? So just get as far as you can. If you can get to here, you're fine. If you got to here and then you tried some doors and windows and it looks weird, that's fine. This is your practice, okay? Don't get frustrated with it. Just enjoy. Let's see where we're at with time. Okay. I'm just going to keep showing you stuff. So here's our horizon line. Now everything, as it's going farther away from you, it's getting smaller, right? So say I wanted to draw some trees. Say I drew a tree here. Here's how I like to draw trees. A little wider at the bottom, maybe add some roots. Okay. Gets a little thinner at the top, and then I draw some branches going up. Okay? And then I'll draw that big fluffy part of the tree. It can go above the horizon line. It just is going to make it look tall. That's cool. Draw some more branches if you want. I don't care. There's a million ways to draw a tree. The point is this tree is close to you because it's to the bottom of the page and it's big, right? It looks close. Now, as we go further back, they're going to get smaller. And you'll notice that this tree trunk is mostly vertical, isn't it? It's mostly straight up and down, okay? So I'm going to do 3 trees. Do one here, and it's going to be a little smaller. And then one back here that's going to look like it's super tiny, okay? And that's because they're going back. So I'll draw the branches, draw the leaves, and then they just get smaller and smaller. You see that? They're going back. And they're still mostly straight up and down, right? See that? They're straight. It's such a challenge to keep things going straight up because what people often want to do with something like this is here's my road, that looks nice in 3D, and then they'll draw trees like this. Where's that tree going? You see that? Looks a little strange. It looks like those trees are kind of laying down, doesn't it? They need to be like straight up. It's got to be straight up. Or else it's going to look weird like that, okay? So yeah. And as you can see on some of these examples, you can add like details on the signs. So many details you can do for a city, all right? I like that one of these has some clouds. I know a special trick for clouds. It's kind of like the trees where they get smaller. Say I draw some clouds. And clouds can be any shape. It doesn't just have to be like a little cotton ball, right? Make your clouds get smaller as they get closer to the horizon line. Watch what that's going to look like. See, I'm making them get smaller and smaller. Smaller and smaller. And then it looks like they're getting farther away. See that? It looks like there's like this whole vast sky of clouds. You see that? Maybe even put one really big one up here just to show how close that one is and then how far away these ones are. Isn't that cool? They also added like some small trees on the horizon line, which I like. So like just some little kind of shapes like this to show some trees that are far away. You know, a little sun peeking out. You could put the sun up here, down here, wherever you want to put the sun. It's up to you. So yeah, there's some tips for you. Hopefully that makes some sense to you. It's a lot easier if I was teaching you in person and I could help you with each little step. But at the very least, the advantage of this is that you can go back in the video at any time and just watch the beginning part if you gotta. So yeah, just try to get. I gotta get these trees out of here. I don't want to give you a bad example. Just try to get this, okay? Just go for this. Your horizon line. Your road that's pointing to the vanishing point here. Your building. Remember, you started with a rectangle. You used your ruler to make a straight rectangle. Not tipping over, it's straight with the paper. And then we made these lines going back to the vanishing point and cut this part off. Right, and we erased any extra parts here. See if you can get this, or see if you can get something that's close to this. All right, just see what you can do here, and you'll be good. We got like 5 more minutes left. I wonder what else I can do here. Now here's a cool little trick. Watch this. Put my ruler horizontal here. This sidewalk, I'm going to make the sidewalk turn. Okay? So horizontal. The sidewalk is going to go behind the building here. So I just draw my 2 horizontal lines. So it looks like the sidewalk has a little turn. And then I'm going to actually use that vanishing point to draw the lines on it. Not tricky, but look at that. I'll do another one up here so you can see. So my sidewalk is going to turn this way, 2 horizontal lines, totally straight. No, it's going this way. And then I use my vanishing point here. See, I have my ruler lined up with the vanishing point to draw each sidewalk line, and they kind of get a little wider as it goes out. See that? That looks realistic. That's what we're going for. And you can add so many details. You can add little people and pets and a little trash can here, or put, maybe a little hot dog stand. Whatever you want. It's your little city. You can do more buildings if you want. Totally up to you what you want to do with this project. I'm just going to do one more demo of how to do this in case you just still need another reminder. All right? Just going to do it real quick. Okay. Because, it takes most people a lot of times to get this. A lot of practice, a lot of tries. Draw your horizon line across, straight, vanishing point in the middle. Gonna make my road. It's coming out from the vanishing point, like that, and like that. You know what? If you just get this today, fine. That's good. Now I'm gonna make a building. I gotta make it a rectangle, but it can't just go any which way. I gotta try to line it up with the edges of the paper so it goes straight up on this side and straight horizontal on the top and bottom. Total flat, straight up and down rectangle. And then you connect the rest of it with the vanishing point. We get this bottom corner goes there, and this top corner goes there. See that? Okay. And then we're just, at this point, just erasing the extras. Erase that horizon line we don't need. And then you got to cut it off. So you're going to use another straight up and down line, just like this one. Just move it over a little bit. Keep it straight up and down. Chop that building off. Then you erase the extras. You can still see the road here. It's kind of confusing. I'm going to move my road a little bit so that it's more clear. There we go. So I erased any of the extras going this way and got my building. See that? All right. Well, this has been fun. I'm excited to see how this looks. So if you feel like you did a really good job, or even if you made one and it's like so bad that it's funny and you want to show it to me, that's fine too. I just want to see them. I want to see where you're at with this. So feel free to send those to my email. And yeah. All right. Take care, everybody. It's been lovely. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.